Come on up, speak directly into it.
Good afternoon. Could you please state your first and last name and spell both?
Jason Bake, first name Jason, last name Bake, Boeck.
How are you employed?
I'm employed as the operations captain at Dodge County Sheriff's Office.
How long have you worked for the Dodge County Sheriff's Office?
25 years.
And what does that mean, operations captain?
So I'm in charge of the overall operations of the Sheriff's Office to include oversight of the Patrol Division, Detective Division, and our Communications Division.
How many captains are at the Sheriff's Office?
There are two captains, myself, and we have a jail captain who oversees jail operations.
And then who in a supervisory rank is above you?
Sheriff Schmidt, duly elected official, and Chief Deputy Enright would be the two above me.
So you're number 3 in the sort of chain of command at the Sheriff's Office, correct?
That's correct.
Now, are you aware of an incident that occurred, I guess I should say, a call that came in to the Sheriff's Office on Sunday, June 23rd, 2024, regarding a missing person?
Yes, I am.
And what was the name of that missing person?
Crystal Rosh.
Okay, I'm going to show you Exhibit 1. Maybe the most important exhibit of the case, the calendar of June 2024. Does it appear to be an accurate calendar of the month of June in 2024?
It does.
I'd just like to show that to the jury. So the 23rd was what day of the week?
That was a Sunday.
And who receives that call?
Dodge County Dispatch Center.
And just generally, what information does dispatch receive?
In this one, dispatch received information from the stepmother to Crystal Rosh, Diana, who stated that she has not had any physical correspondence with Crystal since June 11th of 2024.
So as a result of that call, does a deputy respond somewhere?
Yes, Deputy Zachary Kukan responded. Deputy Kukan would have been assigned to the southwest part of Dodge County that night, or that afternoon for the shift, and would have responded down there to investigate the missing persons complaint.
Now, were you on duty when this happened, when these calls are coming in?
I was not.
So does Deputy Kukan have another supervisor that he reports to?
There would be typically a sergeant and a lieutenant working. I'm not sure which particular supervisors were working that night.
Is it unusual for the sheriff's office to receive these type of missing person, adult missing person complaints?
They are not in high frequency in Dodge County.
But they occur, adult missing person complaints?
Yes, they do.
So Deputy Kukan, he goes to Wood Road, and I'm sorry, who is that again?
Deputy Kukan is
Who resides at Wood Road, I'm sorry?
the Rosh family.
And that is Crystal. What relationship are they to Crystal?
That would be Zachary Rosh, who's seated at my right hand here, was living tenant there, did reside there with his parents.
And he is her husband, or is that correct?
Correct.
And then did Deputy Kukan make other attempts to contact Crystal?
Deputy Kukan did attempt phone contact, and to the best of my knowledge, that it went straight to voicemail.
So that evening, are you aware of anything that happens on, well, let me ask you this. Does the sheriff's office have an online tip submission program?
Yes, we do.
And who can submit tips through that online program?
Anyone can submit a tip.
And so that evening, were there any tips that came in regarding Crystal Rosh?
There was a tip that came in from Crystal Rosh's email address that was later learned was her email address, stating that she was fine.
And based on that email and some of the other information that Deputy Kukan received, what happened on Monday?
So we got together as an administration team. Our administration team typically works Monday through Friday. In the morning hours, we do have a briefing, and that was a point of contact first thing in the morning to discuss that case that took place. We utilized Microsoft Teams, which is a communication tool for our whole sheriff's office to use. That information was made aware through that, and also emails basically stating that there was some concern about a missing person, Crystal, and that we looked into it, discussed it, and felt that it needed immediate attention.
And then on Tuesday, so the 25th, does this get assigned detectives?
Correct. Initially was patrol-based, but we felt that this needed to be investigated by our detective bureau. We currently have 7 detectives along with a lieutenant, and basically we put all our resources into this from our detective division.
And did you, along with an analyst from your department, prepare basically an overview of the law enforcement activities that happened on this case, a timeline of the law enforcement activities that happened on this case?
Yes, we did.
I'm going to show you Exhibit 2. And what is Exhibit 2?
I'm sorry?
What is Exhibit 2?
So this is in reference to the Rosh investigation.
And is that a timeline?
It is a timeline.
And did you participate in putting that timeline together?
I did.
And does that accurately reflect that law enforcement activity that was basically an overview of the law enforcement activity that was conducted on this case?
That is correct.
I'd move Exhibit 2 into evidence.
No.
Receive.
And permission to publish.
You may.
Oh, thank you. And then if we could just, if we could zoom in a little bit on it. So starting there at the top, so up here, how do I do the laser thing? Like this, and then this red thing. What does this represent here in the blue?
So that would be the call for service received at 5:39 by our dispatch center. That is time-stamped through our CAD system. The second one would be showing Deputy Kukan being dispatched for a call for service. And then Deputy Kukan arriving at N3251 Wood Road. That is the town of Kleiman, Dodge County, Wisconsin, and the Dodge County Sheriff's Office has jurisdiction in that area.
And what is, you mentioned the word CAD. What is that?
CAD is basically computer-aided reference points that our dispatch basically puts the data into a computer system that's visible to the Sheriff's Office personnel.
And then do you keep a record of all of those notes? So is it are the dispatchers writing notes into a system, or is it somehow computer generated?
No, they are physically putting notes in. Some of it is automated, generated, such as when a deputy would put themselves on scene and route to a call or anything like that. It's automatically time-stamped into the CAD system.
And then is that saved in your system?
It is saved, yes.
And then is that when a case number is generated and an investigation occurs, does that track along with that investigation, those CAD notes?
That's correct.
So though you said that there was this online tip that happened in this case, is that something that would go into those CAD notes?
There could be a reference point to that in there. That's not 100% always what happens.
Okay. So now if we could zoom out a little bit and go so we get detectives assigned on the 25th. Very generally speaking, obviously there's going to be lots other people that were involved along the way. But generally speaking, on the 25th, what happens? I mean, what are we doing as far as the investigation?
So we set up a incident command post. So basically what that means is we get our administration staff together inside a room, and we dispatched our investigators out into the field doing open source investigations, looking at any available information that's made available to us. That information is then funneled into to the incident command post, and assignments are divvied out or assigned from that point based upon the information that's learned.
So where are you then on the 25th when this information is coming in?
So I'm in the detective bureau or in their office. Lieutenant Taylor Nails is the direct supervisor of our detective division, and I was working side by side with him. My prominent role for this is really to collaborate and work on getting everybody what they need, signing off on certain assignments. But as far as the direct investigation, that's left to the detectives and Lieutenant Nails, who's overseeing that portion.
And do you know if they were tracking down bank records?
Bank records, surveillance, information was passed along from our investigators that Zachary Arash had a Mitsubishi four-door sports utility vehicle, and information was gleaned from that investigation to show that we were able to obtain a license plate and utilize our flock system, which is sporadically placed throughout the state of Wisconsin, which picks up on license plates, and we're able to somewhat identify directions of travel, locations. Outside of that, I think I mentioned banking records, store surveillance, any other intelligence that's learned through that we're looking at and assigning out.
At some point, was there a decision made to apply for a search warrant then for the Wood Road address?
That's correct. In the latter half of June 26th, with all the information that we gathered, we felt that it was necessary for us to apply for a search warrant. We worked in direct correlation or conjunction with the district attorney's office in applying for one.
And so you said latter, really like very early morning hours of June 26th, so the end of the day of the 25th, early morning hours of the 26th, correct?
Yeah, we were working all the way through.
And then was there another residence or another property that was of interest to the sheriff's office?
Investigators learned that the Raj family had a property in Adams County, specifically 3356 9th Avenue in Springville, which is in Adams County. The Dodge County Sheriff's Office does not have jurisdiction in Adams County, so we were in direct contact with investigators in Adams County to assist us.
And once that search warrant on Wood Road that was served and executed, correct?
That's correct.
What happened with that property? Did we just search it on the 26th or something else?
So we maintained that property all the way through the 27th into the next day. That meant that we had sworn staff there on site to preserve everything at the residence and its property.
And then the Adams County, were there any representatives from the sheriff's office that went up to the Adams County search warrant as well?
That's correct.
And then did the sheriff's office call in for any additional assistance for the search on Wood Road?
The State Crime Lab.
So why does that happen, and what is their role?
So their role is predominantly evidence collection, scene management, and their job is to assist us, be another resource for our agency to have outside of our sheriff's office purview.
So on the 26th, was the sheriff's office able to locate Crystal Rush?
The 26th, no.
Was there any indication that she was, starting first with just the Wood Road address, that she was deceased on the 26th?
No.
With respect to the Adams County address, was there some indication that she might be deceased?
That's correct.
And why was that?
The Mitsubishi was located up in Adams County, and there was blood located inside the vehicle.
And Adams County, was there a thorough search of that property, essentially looking for a body?
Correct.
So when I say thorough search, what does that mean to law enforcement?
So that would take a look at outbuildings, property grid searches, which takes a lot of personnel, manpower. So Adams County took care of that portion in conjunction with our investigator who was up there by searching the property for any signs of human remains or anything of evidence,
And when
evidentiary value, I should say.
When you say a property grid search, kind of just walk me through a little bit what that means.
So a grid search basically is we get an overview of the property, so mapping, break it down into sections so you do not miss anything. So typically it's smaller sections to ensure that we're properly documenting, marking. A lot of times we'll use flags to determine our points of entry throughout the furthest point so that we're not missing anything. So that's typically what a grid search would entail.
And then sometimes is it just lines of people just walking the property looking for bones, a person,
Correct.
something like that?
Correct.
So as we get to the end of the day on the 26th, any aside from the blood and the Mitsubishi, any sign of Crystal Rush?
No signs.
So then moving on to the 27th, if we can move over to the timeline on that side, please. What happens on the 27th? And then we have our calendar. What day of the week are we on now on the 27th?
June 27th would be a Thursday.
Okay. So what happens then on the Thursday, June 27th?
So the search continues on up in Adams County. We still have representation from the sheriff's office up there working with them. We are informed of 5 items that were seized from the scene up there and maintained. Going back directly to Dodge County, we undertook a very large, vast area search, really concentrating around the Wood Road property, anything adjacent to it. As you can see, we searched ditch lines, land on County Road J, County Road W, which is all, we'll say, in close proximity of the Wood Road address.
And what does that mean, search? We just have a person walking down the roadway, or what does that look like, those searches?
So some of those searches, the larger areas, once again, we're doing grid searches. Some of those where you'll see along roadways, we're searching for anything in the ditch, anything that may be possibly discarded, to include anything of evidentiary value, human remains, or anything that would pique of interest to law enforcement.
Was this just the Dodge County Sheriff's Office participating in this search, or were other agencies assisting?
There were other agencies. We used, under mutual aid, we brought in outside agencies due to the large volume and large scale of the search. We needed a lot of personnel, and we had to seek assistance outside of our office.
And then at some point later, does the sheriff do something else?
Yes, Sheriff Schmidt conducted a press conference. Purpose of the press conference was to get the information out to the public, to see if we can get any potential tips, leads, anything to include the whereabouts of Crystal Rush or anything that would assist law enforcement in any sort of investigation.
The evening of the 27th, so this is now Thursday, any signs of crystal?
No signs of crystal rush.
So now moving to the 29th. We can move over to that portion of the... What happens on the 29th?
So once again, you can see
And I'm sorry, this is now Saturday, right?
June 29th is Saturday, yes. As you can see, a lot of searching again, areas, once again, that we were unable to cover. The first day, there's two retention ponds or wastewater treatment. The wastewater treatment plant for the town of Kleiman was searched along with ditches, roadways. Once again, we're searching for anything of evidentiary value.
And the pond searches, did we have to call in for other agency assist for those searches?
Yes.
And is there a specific kind of team that assists us with that?
Typically, we call in, a dive team to search. The Dodge County Sheriff's Office does not have a dive team.
And when you say a dive team, do those people have some type of specialty training?
Yes, they're underwater dive certified, where they're able to go. They also are trained on evidence retention, evidence recovery, proper techniques on how to maintain evidence.
Now moving to, so Saturday the 29th, we're still searching up in Adams County at this time too, correct?
That's correct.
On Saturday the 29th, any evidence of crystal rush?
There is no evidence.
So now moving to Sunday, June 30th. What happens that date?
Once again, continue to search. The search then moved back to the N3251 Wood Road, which is the Roche residence. In particular, a fire pit area, which was of particular interest.
And then on the 30th, so now we're basically 1 week after that initial call came in, correct?
That's correct.
And what happens on the 30th?
On the 30th, our investigators located skeletal remains in the fire pit. That was the first sign of anything of evidentiary value of significance in reference to skeletal remains.
And when you say skeletal remains, like a whole skeleton or something else?
Tooth and bones.
Was that it? Did we then say, okay, we found this tooth and bone, or do we keep searching?
We keep searching.
And so when do we do essentially our final two searches?
So the span between June and October, you can see there's some significant time span there. Took a lot of information to go through, gather. Our investigators worked tirelessly throughout trying to put the pieces together of what occurred with all the information that was gathered, which led us back to the Wood Road property in October.
And then what do we find in October?
So in October, back at the Wood Road address, we did find skeletal remains, rib tooth, the Peturius pyramid, and the mandibula.
I don't have any other questions for this witness.
Cross.
Just a few questions. Captain Bake, it's Captain, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You were present at the time that the search warrant was executed the first time on approximately 12:53 a.m. on June 26, 2024?
That's correct.
Okay. And so you were present when Mr. Roush was taken into custody,
That's correct.
and you were involved in placing him under arrest?
I was.
And at that time, when he was placed under arrest, you would agree that he was cooperative with you?
I would agree.
He didn't try to run from the police on that occasion?
He did not try to run.
And he didn't try to fight you?
No.
And from that moment forward, he was taken into custody pending this investigation?
That's correct.
No other questions?
Redirect.
Nothing, thank you.
All right, you can step down. Next, actually, this would be a good time. We'll take